I would necessarily have. It is a moment where you need to have that discussion. The monarchy provides with the Constitution.
Princess Anne has just revealed a royal secret that's turning heads, and it came straight from King Charles himself. In a moment that left both Prince William and Prince Harry surprised, the Princess Royal shared a deeply personal request from the king. It wasn't just unexpected, it was emotional, intimate, and so surprising that even his sons were left speechless, unsure of what it truly means for the monarchy's future and their family. Silent transition. Harry arrives alone. When Prince Harry arrived alone at Windsor, it was clear that Meghan was not with him, which spoke volumes. Even the staff noticed it, and this was not just a regular family meeting. The atmosphere was tense. Harry's arrival solo showed how much the relationship had changed between him, Meghan, and the rest of the royal family. Inside the palace, you could feel the weight of unspoken words. The heightened security indicated that this meeting was serious. Not just a casual conversation, it dealt with the monarchy's future. And even Prince William seemed uncertain about it. King Charles, who usually led such meetings, was quiet and asked Princess Anne to speak for him. This broke royal tradition and showed that something important was happening. Charles had not been seen much lately, and his health appeared to decline. By choosing Princess Anne to speak, Charles signaled his trust in her. Known for her honesty and poise, she was there to address serious matters directly, and her presence indicated the gravity of the situation. The seating arrangement was unusual. Instead of a traditional order, family members sat in a circle, making the physical distance between Harry and William clear, a silent acknowledgement of their growing rift. Typically, King Charles would have spoken to the family, asserting his authority, but by selecting Anne, he communicated a sense of urgency. Anne represented a connection between traditional values and the need for the monarchy to adapt to current times. When Anne finally spoke, her words cut through the tension. This was not just another family update, it marked a significant change. The long-expected transfer of royal duties was now happening quickly. Prince William looked shocked. He realized the crown was coming sooner than he thought. Family members quickly began to voice their differing opinions after Anne spoke. Even Prince Edward, who often tries to maintain peace, was in a heated discussion. Camilla, who usually stays quiet in such meetings, also expressed concern about the changes happening too quickly. Everyone was trying to understand what had just been announced, and old tensions resurfaced. Charles felt compelled to act. With his health declining and the monarchy facing challenges from scandals, public doubt, and family issues, he knew something had to change quickly. He had spent nights planning and discussing ideas with a few he trusted. Choosing Anne to deliver the news was wise. He needed someone who could communicate the harsh truths without formality. This was not just about passing the crown to William. It was about rethinking the monarchy's role in a world that is becoming more skeptical. Support for the royal family decreased, especially among younger people who questioned its relevance. Charles realized they could not rely on the same old methods. He proposed bold ideas: fewer royals doing official duties, more public access to royal residences, and complete transparency about the monarchy's finances. Ideas that seemed impossible a few years ago were now necessary. William would still be the heir, but inherit a different kind of monarchy. It would no longer be about parades and crowns. It had to focus on staying relevant, making an impact, and adapting to changing times. The gathering at Windsor was not just a meeting but a wake-up call. The silence followed was not just shock, but the sound of history changing. Legacy forged in fire. Charles decided based on a lifetime of royal pressures, sacrifices, and lessons from past crises. In 1936, his uncle Edward VIII shocked the family by giving up the throne to Mary Wallis Simpson, an American divorcee. This unexpected choice forced Charles's father, George VI, to become king without preparation. The monarchy nearly fell apart because of this event. The Windsors learned that change can happen quickly, and not always on their terms. When George VI died in 1952 at age 56 from coronary thrombosis in his sleep, his daughter Elizabeth became queen at just 25 years old. She was young and unprepared, but took on the immense responsibility. For 70 years, she remained a constant presence in a changing world. However, the royal family faced pressure behind the scenes, even during her steady reign. Charles watched as his mother dedicated her life to the crown, sacrificing her time, freedom, and personal happiness. Elizabeth began her royal duties while her first two children were still little. She and Philip took a lengthy tour of the Commonwealth right after her coronation, leaving Charles and Anne with staff at home. As a child, Charles learned that being royal was a duty, not a dream. He often felt his mother was cold and distant, as she seemed to put her responsibilities above personal connections. When Elizabeth passed away in 2022, the monarchy lost its longest-serving monarch and anchor. Her death revealed how fragile the monarchy had become. Soon after, Charles received a cancer diagnosis, which made him aware that he was now a king on borrowed time. Decades of waiting to become king brought Charles face to face with a harsh reality. Historians noted that the monarchy often waits too long for transitions. Charles didn't want this for William. He understood how damaging it could be to step into a role under pressure without proper preparation. So he began planning not just for his exit, but for a better transition. Though known for his patience, Charles felt a new urgency. The monarchy, once strong, now seemed delicate. Each event he attended included a medical team and was carefully timed. He studied other European royal families that faced collapse due to hasty abdications and wanted to avoid the same fate. He saw how liberalism, nationalism, and the impacts of World War I threatened the monarchy's survival. Therefore, he took bold actions that would have been unthinkable in previous reigns. He called for complete financial transparency, agreed to return sacred artifacts taken during the 1868 Battle of Magdala to Ethiopia, and proposed turning parts of royal estates into affordable housing. Meanwhile, William and Kate took on more responsibilities behind the scenes. Insiders reported that William started receiving red boxes with government documents, a sign that Charles was already preparing to pass on responsibilities. This moment was not just about succession but the monarchy's survival. Charles focused less on legacy in the traditional sense, and more on ensuring the monarchy could adapt to a changing world. He aimed to leave behind a monarchy ready for William's future reign, one that could evolve and remain relevant. Charles showed that even an ancient crown could adapt and continue to hold its place through these changes. The rift that shook the crown. The rift between Prince William and Harry is a painful divide in the royal family. They were once close, but their relationship has worsened due to personal issues, media attention, and different goals for the future. Their conflict is complex, rooted in years of intense scrutiny, disagreements about royal duties, and Harry's controversial choice to step back from royal life with his wife Meghan Markle. This decision surprised many and created a lasting gap between them. William felt betrayed by Harry's departure, as he had taken on more responsibilities to uphold royal traditions. In contrast, Harry has focused on finding his identity outside the palace, valuing personal freedom and mental health. Their different paths raise questions about loyalty and what it means to be royal today. Kate, William's wife, understands Harry's perspective and has encouraged William to reconcile with his brother, hoping to reduce tensions. Despite her efforts, the situation remains difficult, and reconciliation seems unlikely. Kate has gained public support for her ability to balance royal traditions with a more caring approach. In today's digital age, the royal family's actions are always in the spotlight, making good public relations essential. To keep the monarchy relevant, King Charles created the Royal Social Media Council to help it respond to changing times. Recently, Harry expressed a wish to reconcile, especially with his father, King Charles, who is unwell. He recognized the importance of family and the value of life, and hoped to find a way to heal their ongoing tensions. The final wish. King Charles's reign has had its challenges, but beneath the formalities lies a personal wish. Those close to him say he often looks through old photo albums at night, remembering his sons, William and Harry, as carefree boys. He doesn't expect to return Harry to the royal family, but hopes for something simpler, a chance to talk and reconnect. Although the gap between father and son has widened, Charles never truly cut ties. When direct communication became too painful, he used trusted messengers to share his feelings. For him, family remains a duty, no matter the distance. He reflects on growing up as the son of a queen, believing it was an everyday life and thinking about how to care for children. Charles knows the monarchy needs to stay strong, but he believes that family bonds, especially between fathers and sons, are worth fighting for. As his health declined, his hope for reconciliation grew heavier. Time felt short, so during a quiet family gathering at Windsor, Princess Anne spoke up. Known for her honesty and respected by both brothers, she shared their father's wish. She clarified that reconciliation was not just a nice idea but a responsibility. However, Anne also doubted it would happen. She saw both sides becoming more entrenched in their pride and pain. While she faithfully carried Charles's message, she knew the outcome depended on whether William and Harry were ready to bridge the gap. Ultimately, King Charles's wish was not about royal image, but about hoping his family could come together before it was too late. William faces a crucial decision. Will he support his father's wish for reconciliation with Harry, or will he close the door on their relationship? This choice will impact family dynamics and how the public views the monarchy. the British public knows that the royal family's unity or division reflects on the institution. Royal expert Hilary Fordwich told Fox News that the gap between Prince William and Harry has widened due to Harry's public criticism of the royal family, including his recent BBC interview. William is determined to take action when he becomes king. He is mainly focused on protecting the monarchy, which he feels has been damaged by commercial activities. Inside the palace, advisors debate the best way forward. Some suggest a clean break, removing titles and streamlining the monarchy to include only those committed to royal duties. They believe this would stabilize the institution during a time of change. Others warn that a sudden break could backfire, possibly garnering public sympathy for Harry and Meghan, especially if it coincides with King Charles's declining health. Royal historians remind everyone that divided royal families can weaken the monarchy's support. Edward VIII's abdication crisis reminds us of the dangers of family conflicts. Those close to William say he is becoming more confident and ready to make tough decisions. Charles's last message to William was not just a plea for unity, but a test of how William would lead the monarchy while balancing family loyalty. The royal brothers' true identity, beyond titles and public roles. The king's last wish revealed the true identities of William and Harry, not just as princes, but as brothers shaped by love and rivalry. William embodies the monarchy's future, feeling the burden of duty and tradition while striving to modernize the institution. He stated, "I don't think we can ever have peace with my family unless the truth is out." In contrast, Harry's decision to return from royal duties marks his quest for independence and authenticity. He challenges traditions and highlights relatable struggles, particularly regarding mental health and media scrutiny. The king's wish prompted both brothers to confront their identities and relationship, emphasizing their shared history and love. This moment has the potential to heal and redefine their bond, which is crucial for the monarchy's future, as connection matters alongside tradition. As William prepares for kingship, he plans to lead differently from King Charles. One anticipated change is potentially stripping Harry and Meghan of their royal titles, as he sees the need for clarity about who represents the monarchy. A recent incident where a foreign diplomat mistakenly referred to Meghan's title highlighted this issue. William believes those who step away from royal duties shouldn't retain titles that imply continued roles, prioritizing fairness and the monarchy's integrity. What do you think? Will William uphold his father's legacy or prioritize the stability of the crown? Let us know in the comments.